Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Breitling Chronomat 44 GMT. You can see and you can purchase this two-tone blue-dialed in-house caliber Breitling on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos. Please click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our complete sales listing for this watch with accessories included in the sale, high-resolution images for your desktop, and of course, complete pricing details for this Chronomat 44 two-tone. Now the watch, as per its name, is 44 millimeters across the round of the case, so 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, not including crown, chronograph pushers, or crown guards. In terms of thickness, it's actually thicker than it appears, 17.5 millimeters thick. This one towers over the wrist, and from lug to lug, it's a very robust 54 millimeters, so this one will fill out a forearm. Now, if your wrist is my size, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you're probably pushing the lower limit of wrist size that can accommodate this watch. It's comfortable and it sits secure, but there's definitely going to be an issue of visual proportion if you go any smaller, and ultimately an issue of security and fit on the wrist. But you'll note that with a very supple 5-link pilot bracelet, you do have the ability to pull the bracelet straight down around the tight curve of a smaller wrist. So if your wrist is comparable in size to mine and you love the look, rest assured the watch will sit secure. Now of course it's a heavy watch, two-tone, largely steel, with a deep case and a solid steel case back. It has a lot of heft. The nice thing from an ergonomic standpoint is that the bracelet is remarkably supple on the wrist. It has broad channels on the underside to avoid pinching skin or pulling hair, and it features enough of a counterweighting mass in the clasp and the underside of the bracelet that this heavy sports watch effectively has a keel almost like a sailboat. It doesn't have a tendency to want to pirouette or hula hoop on the wrist, so if you do like to wear your watch fairly loose on the wrist, it's nicely counterweighted and doesn't have a tendency to move. Now there's a very high quality Breitling clasp, single swing arm deployant. It features a golden Breitling wing logo and a secure clamshell such that when you close it, it stays shut. Very nicely made. It's a beautiful complement to a watch that's alternately utilitarian and one might even say a little bit flamboyant. It has a raffish South Beach, or if you're of a West Coast persuasion, Sunset Strip ambiance about it. Now the case is all in high polish, and this one's in exceptional condition, looking almost as though it's never been worn. It's nicely matched with a golden digital style Breitling Chronomat bezel. This is the style that's been en vogue at Breitling for the last couple of years on the Chronomats. Kind of a minimized rider tab, a lower profile, almost digital look to the indices and the numerals, but rest assured the rider tabs still provide the secure purchase that makes it easy to grip and turn this bi-directional pilot style bezel when your hands are wet, gloved, or sweaty. Now, of course, you can use that 24-hour format bezel to offset from the GMT or 24-hour hand and thus briefly find 3 concurrent time zones using the watch. But really, this one's less about utility and more about that rich personality brought about from the sunburst blue with a combination of sunburst outer and a sort of etched matte blue inner. You can see the quadrant of the inner dial is actually a different texture than the sunburst of the rest. There's a nice visual transition from the bezel itself, and you can see the beautiful combination of rose gold bezel and stainless steel inner chimney separating it from the crystal, and then the tachymetric scale that runs down to the hour track. Now all of the indices are polished, rose gold plated, and loomed, so you can easily see this watch in low or no light. It has that going for it. And of course it does have the Breitling in-house chronograph caliber B04. Now the B04, of course, with a 70-hour power reserve, features not just Breitling's column wheel vertical clutch chronograph movement, its 70-hour power reserve, and an efficient ceramic bearing-borne winding system, but it also features that second time zone. And just to clarify exactly how that works and enhances the watch, I'm going to show you how you can set the local hour hand independently of the 24-hour reference. And you'll also note that that local hour hand, which can jump forward or backwards as you jump time zones, will drive the date. You'll see 3 rich sub-registers of a beautiful sort of concentric circular guilloche finish. Beautiful and rose gold The watch has a nice palette of tones with the silver of the case, the white of the dial printing, a few shocks of red on the tachymetric scale, the Breitling signature, the tip of the GMT hand, and of course those gold tones. This is a handsome watch. And of course, solid case back, although this is very much a pilot's watch, nevertheless it retains 200-meter water resistance, so if you are a seaplane pilot, you don't have to worry about falling overboard when you are deplaning. Moreover, the watch features a burly and versatile aesthetic, so though it is a little bit finer in its look and character than most Breitlings, nevertheless it's built to the same standard, and that's shown with remarkable attention to detail in the use of a two-tone bolt system affixing the bezel. Now, Breitling bezels are screwed into place. They're not snapped into place, which is why it's a lot harder to decapitate your Breitling on a door hinge or drywall than it is with a conventional Omega or Rolex. And when these are serviced, the bezel has to be removed by removing each individual bolt. But you'll also notice here, again, that attention to detail. The bolts themselves are in steel within the rose gold bezel to create a little bit of two-tone effect where you least expect it. And that pretty much sums up this watch. It's a big, burly, and bold sports watch, but it has that attention to detail, the love and the nuance that really sets it apart from the rest of the Breitling model line. You can see and you can purchase this Breitling Chronomat 44 on our website.